on one of our other shows. I loved how you broke down and explained your gout situation. So I've done a couple of shows in regards to the gastric sleeve that I had. And on this one, I want to talk about my expectations of the sleeve when I got it versus what I ended up with.
Okay.
All right?
Expectations of the sleeve.
Okay.
Okay.
You got that? So help keep me on track.
All right, baby.
All right.
Keep you on track. Expectations.
Right. So come on, let's roll this show. Hey everybody, my name is G Brown, the Lifestyle Changer.
And I'm Frederick Brown, the husband.
And this is Hanging with the Browns. Okay. I cracked a joke on one of the other episodes saying I got the sleeve because of you. But it wasn't. And this could be your story as well. My journey of weight has been up and down, and I never understood how you can lose weight, but the moment you introduce something back from what you had, the weight came back at an accelerated pace. It's like, you feel like you've arrived, and then you have something, and you get on the scale, and it's like, oh my God, I jumped 3 pounds. And then it's like, woo, 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 right after that. And so this went on up and down, up and down. So my heaviest, I'm going to share just a small piece of our lives. About 11 years ago, my oldest daughter, at the age of 30, took her last breath in my arms. 4.5 years prior to that, I remember her coming into the business and saying, Mom, they said I need a double lung transplant. And I'm like, what? Girl, the devil is alive. What doctor you went to? You need another doctor. But she was going to Duke. My daughter had a cough. And that's what started. So let's talk now. I've actually had some moments experiencing the cough that I had. And I shared with him, I said, listen, I'm nutting up a little bit. Those memories are coming back. And so it took from the time she walked in, no, that's not true. The coughing got really bad. She was 7.5 months pregnant with her daughter. And when her daughter reached 4.5 years old, that's when my daughter lost her battle. And so during that time, we had a child care facility, and I looked at him one day and said, I can't keep taking care of other people's kids. I have to concentrate on my own. And so I shut the business down. The reason why I didn't let it keep going, because nobody cared for my business and the kids the way that I did. And so I didn't want to be liable. All right? And I remember like having a bonnet on my head, and I didn't eat a lot. I ate at the wrong time, and I ate what it was that I wanted. So normally by the end of the day, I might fry up 12 chicken wings and a plate of this and a plate of that and sit there and gorge. And I believe that's when I was doing that, but before, that's when I went vegan and didn't know I went vegan and dropped them 80 pounds. And I had dropped that weight. That's what I'm saying. And the moment you start eating again, you gain it back. And I looked up one day, and I was like 260 pounds. And I'm 5'3". So I was a circle. But I carried it well. At least in...
Shallow L.
Hal.
Hal. Right,
Wait.
Shallow Hal.
Yeah.
Shallow Hal.
Yeah, that's what he always says. Because I looked in that mirror, baby. It didn't need to be him. I didn't see what everybody else saw.
No,
anyway, so that's when I was real close to sick and tired of being sick and tired. And then I looked into gastric surgery. That was at the time where they was, I guess, only doing the bypass. At least the place I went was no longer, they weren't doing the sleeve. Because I said it only makes sense. They used to call it staple your stomach. And they stopped doing that. And I kind of told this story in a different video. I broke it down. Bottom line, I didn't have it done at that moment. And then let's fast forward. I went on and I had the sleeve done. And I got down to 164 pounds. That's where I got down to. And I turned 50. And then I always say I was 50 in one day. And I was probably 165. And then I was 166. And then, you know, that's where it was put your right foot in, take your left foot out. I played with the number 200. As long as I stayed back here on this side of 200, I wasn't doing that bad. Because I can make my clothes fit well. And so,
your expectations
of the surgery. I thought, because they have you to go to a nutritionist. And the nutritionist, I mean, they have like fake food. And you're supposed to make your plate. And they do tell you to eat the protein first. It's going to help you with your muscles. But then, of course, they got the carb and the vegetable on there. And I looked at all that food and I said, well, if I got a smaller stomach, will I even get all of this in? They said, well, as long as you start with your protein first. Okay. Well, that didn't work for me. I felt that...
Why it didn't work?
Because my stomach was small and I was going to put in it first what I wanted to put in it. Okay. Because I was addicted, just like most people, to processed foods. So I wanted my macaroni and cheese and I wanted my desserts. And it was always in my mind, I have a small stomach. So I should not be gaining weight like this. And they show you other people and all this other stuff. And I did not want to exercise. I don't like sweat. I don't like sweat next to me. I'm better with that now. But no, I didn't want to do those things. And so my expectation was to be smaller. Doggone, I went all the way to have this freaking surgery.
Expectation was to be smaller with little effort on your part.
But doggone, my stomach is this big right here. That's my stomach right there. 2 fingers, boop, right there. This is my stomach. It can barely hold a piece of chicken.
But like you said in one of the other episodes, it's smaller and you can't take in as much food, and I don't think you were really considering those factors at that time that you wouldn't be able to eat. You were just thinking, okay, I won't be able to eat as much, and not realizing that, okay, what does that really mean, or what does that look like? Right?
But I also understand starving the body and how it'll go into a shutdown to keep you alive. It's not even a calorie deficit. I think my body's wired differently than other people's bodies. And it's like that shutdown mode will come quickly. And my body is going to hold on. I've done 10-day fast and lost 6 pounds. And so, a lot of that was like just liquids. And then the moment I put something back in, I done gained 20. And I just went back and forth with that. And so my expectation was to be smaller. And I kind of just said, bump it. As long as I stay under 200, then I'm going to be okay. And you wasn't no help because no matter what, you was just still loving me.
Yeah, but, I mean, again, because that was your decision, right? So
I ain't talking about you know what? Let's just get past that. I didn't have the surgery. I did not get super small. But no matter how I rolled around here, you still loved me.
Yeah, I did, and I do. But
so that didn't help. Maybe you need to be mean or something.
No, that's not me. That's not me. That's not me. I couldn't do that.
I know. So you didn't help. Like he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, well. Yeah. Anyway.
All right. So, how this thing all rolled around to tie the carnivore in February of this year. I was in Walmart, and what grabbed their attention was I had just came back from the barber, and my hair was like on point, you know. Yeah, it was line the whole 9 yards, and it was my little afro that caught her attention. It's like, who is that rocking that little afro like that? And she looked, and it was me, and it was my former principal. And when I turned around, now I'm shocked because she's 140 pounds. And she rocked over 200 for a long time. Same thing, me. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. But now she down.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, what have you done? Because but she had the gastric bypass surgery. So it's like, there's a lot of similarities here, what is going on. And so she said, I'll meet you in the parking lot. We stood outside in that parking lot. Then she got in the car with me, so we turned the air on because in February, it wasn't hot, but it was a little warm outside that particular day. And she started telling me about a book she read. But the bottom line, it had more to do with intermittent fasting, right? Now keep in mind, this is something that he had already done. But I wasn't listening to him, right? I done seen your weight go up and down too, and now all of a sudden you done sat there and heard something. All I gotta do is eat smaller meals. That's all I gotta do. And when you talk to me, you sitting up here, you trying to take away my sweet wine. You trying to take away some of my extracurricular activities. And because of my restless leg, I would go to a state that is legal, and I would make edibles. That's how I'm going to word that. And so, because I got to keep this leg going, and what you talking about cuts a lot of this stuff out. So, I'm not listening to what he's talking about. And he was small. Y'all see the picture I put up?
You know what?
Huh?
Which picture is that?
The one when you had lost all the weight.
In the doctor's office.
Right?
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway, and so I ain't want to look like that. And so, but I'm looking at her, and I'm like, okay, so I'm that type of person. I done got a little better with it because he found out. Don't tell me what I can't do. Don't tell me what I ain't gonna do, because I'm gonna prove you wrong, right?
That's how I get her.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, I know you ain't gonna do that. Don't tell me what I ain't gonna do. And then one day I realized,
psychology.
Yeah, I realized he was using that on me. But now I looked at her, and all while she was talking in my head, I said, she did it. Oh, I know I can do this. I know I can do this. So I read up on the book, and I actually cut out a lot of foods that my body was not digesting. I had cut out pork. Even though my body was digesting it, but it spoke against pork, and a lot of the vegetables that we eat, like the kale, the collards, all these the leafy greens, because you know a lot of times when you eat them and you go to the bathroom, I done seen greens down in the toilet, so I know my body didn't digest it, and it was eating once a day. Okay. But I was vegan anyway, so the pork was not an issue. None of that stuff was an issue. The issue was me taking in enough food at one time. So even though it was to be one meal, I used to eat between 3 and 5, all during 3 and 5, to get enough in me to keep going. So that was like the first thing. And then that's when we came upon the carnivore. And then at that point, it was one meal was no big deal because we were pretty much doing that. The difference was I was just trying to do the one meal. And I couldn't take in enough. So I stayed weak for a longer period of time. Now I do eat 2-3 times a day. The meals are small still, and it's actually helping me. It helped my digestive system so much. I am not kidding. There was no way for me to eat and come on here and talk to you guys because I would be burping the whole time. I even did that on a video where I was showing how much I burp right after eating. Go out to a restaurant. Here we go. I'm just sitting there, burp, 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 burp. So I always tell someone, if you're thinking about the gastric surgery, don't do it. I feel that if I had not had that surgery, I can concentrate on one great meal loaded with animal nutrients and the proper human diet, and then and just go from there versus having to break it down. And then also my eyesight is a little sensitive. I actually was saving bones to make bone broth, the little marrow, and by the time I had enough, it smelled remarkable. I could not put a cup to my mouth. I ended up throwing it all out because I let it sit in the refrigerator too long for me.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully this video can help someone. That is just one of the journeys that I'm on. And with my pros and cons in regards to it, and I say it all the time, this is the only thing in life that I wish I hadn't done. I would love to sit with him and just eat like the whole steak versus bits and pieces and then have to save it and then got to heat it up again. So y'all can imagine, I'll get a medium, and then next is medium well, and then next time is just done by the time I can finish it.
I think you're doing well with the cards you've been dealt with the reduced stomach, and I too believe that if you hadn't done it, you probably would have met your desired weight by now. I'm just still amazed at what you're able to do, with all things considered. So just hanging in. You're doing well. I'm very proud of you.
One of the things that I'm going to show you guys is my excess skin. Okay? He said, huh? I said, yeah, I'm getting ready to show you under my clothes. So while we talking now, I'm going to put the stuff up. This is my stomach area. What I would like for the carnivore diet to do for me is to eat away of more of the fat. If I decide to have a skin removal, I want them to remove skin and not fat. And now you can see even like the arm area. I ain't gonna take my clothes all the way off for you to see all of the excess thigh area, but there's a lot of flabbiness. That's the way. It's flabby right now, and I want it to be a little firmer, which I know is going to take me doing my part. I'm taking in the protein. I'm taking in the fat, which helps build the muscle, but I have to do something with the muscle. And so what I've been seeing a lot on social media is like wall Pilates, where it's a lot softer on you, where you can lay down and put your feet up on the wall and then like raise your midsection and stuff. I think I'm going to, and if somebody knows of a good person that's already on YouTube go ahead and put their link down lead me in the right direction, because I think that I want to do that.
Well, one other thing about weight loss, you mentioned the areas of fat that you want removed, and unfortunately,
I say skin, not fat.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, your idea is you want to eliminate the fat first,
Correct.
and then be able to remove the skin.
Right.
Right. But what I'm saying is, you can't
Giving
target.
myself 10 months.
You can't target the fat. I mean, you just can't say, okay, I'm eating this today, and this week I want fat to burn from here, fat to burn. You just don't know.
I'm telling you, because if it could,
I know
this wouldn't even be an issue. No, that's what I'm saying. So if I turn around and if I'm working on the arms, if I do like my little push-ups off the wall, I feel 33 on the inside, but my driver's license tells me I'm not 33, right? So I don't want to do anything that would jeopardize my movement. So, and I don't feel that I have enough muscle mass to go way out. I went from doing absolutely nothing. Yeah, so I just want to move on. So I hope this video helps someone. In the meantime, baby,
please like, share, and subscribe.
Listen, we really need the subscribers now. Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to grow this channel. Yeah, we'll just keep doing what we do, and it'll happen.
I want that little plaque.
Plaque, okay.
Yeah. Then I just show the people, see our plaque. Think they enjoyed this?
I hope they did. I really did. I enjoyed making it.
All right. And if they enjoyed it, what should they do?
Like, share, and subscribe. And you know what? Take a look at this video.